Was kann man ihm, Freunde, einhören? Herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer neuen Folge von Fata Morgana. Wir sind heute in der 106. Folge. Letztes Mal haben wir das True Ending erreicht, also kann man das nennen will, das Ende. Aber jetzt wollen wir noch die 100% natürlich erreichen von Endings, bei der Fehlt das sechste. Und
ja, da ist es einfach brillant eingefallen, dass wir hier, wo wir Reach into Darkness, auch den Lord Side schaffen können.
ja, bloß. Also kurz nochmal als Recap, Freunde, für euch, falls ihr mir wisst, Ding wollte uns angreifen, so. Und wir haben so seinen Flashback ausgelöst eigentlich, aber diesmal halt nicht. Without thinking, I shoved the Lord aside. I shoved the Lord aside. Oh, ja, wir werden ja getötet.
Das war
Ende. Tudum. What? The next thing I see is the Lord's body crumbling to the floor. Oh mein Gott, Yukimasa hat ihn getötet. His head rolling off in a separate direction. I'm agape, dumbfounded, my eyes swimming, as blood spreads in a pool around his body. Why? Why did you kill him?
He was going to kill you. I had no choice.
Yeah. You weren't supposed to kill him.
If I hadn't, you would be dead.
I needed his story.
Then the backstory. Not as much as we need you alive. What does this mean for my next life?
I shouldn't have shoved him.
Yeah.
Getting the truth out of him was more important than my own safety. And now we can't get anything from him. That was a mistake. I got him killed. Hey Michael, what are we supposed to do now? Yeah, just end yourself. Mikhail, there's no changing what's already been done. I need to think forward. How we're going to proceed. We go to the tower. We try to assuage as much of Morgana's hatred as possible with the two of your perspectives. Yeah, not successful, I guess. Come on. Okay. Ich finde auch gerade wieder scheiße, dass es heute wieder kein
Das war geil ganz am Ende, ne?
Ja, und Epilog war aber richtig.
As you say. Oh.
Ja, wir gehen halt jetzt zum Morgana und können sie halt nicht befreien, I guess. Oder mal schauen, wie es jetzt hier endet, Freunde. Guck mal, es ist halt das Ding, oder? Also, ich weiß noch, als wir da waren, es war so beiden, ich dachte mir so, ja, kam, was bei beiden passiert so, ne? Aber.
Was passiert?
Ja, bei dem Shopper-Side und Region to
Darkness. Ja.
Aber auch, ich dachte mir so, ich will zu sehr wissen, was seine Story ist.
Ja, das stimmt. Ich habe gar nicht dran gedacht, ja, das könnte ein Ende sein, weil ich wollte einfach so, jetzt lass es in die Backstory gehen.
Ja. Using the key we took from the Lord's corpse, the three of us unlocked the observation tower, climbed the spiral staircase and opened the door at the top. The air in the room is bone-chilling. Muss man auch überlegen, so, damit hat Michael nicht realized, dass er der Slave war. A single shaft of moonlight shines through the high tower window, illuminating the young girl imprisoned within. Digga. I'm aghast at what I see. She's been treated far worse than I imagined. Her skin is so deathly pale, it sends a chill through me. Just looking at her, I'm not even certain she's still alive. Morgana. Say something, Morgana. Morgana. A combination of relief at the fact she's still breathing and anger at the condition she's in bubbles up within me. Ja, auch das Ding war, Freunde. Als wir zu dritt hier kamen, waren wir vor der Tür und sie hat mit sich selber geredet. Hier anscheinend nicht. How is any of this necessary? You really have to chain her up? Tell me, how was this necessary?
We didn't have her chained up at first. Not that justifies anything, I know. But she started acting up lately, trying to bite us, getting violent. She even tried to climb up the window.
Yo,
There's nothing to grab onto or anywhere to put your feet, so it's not like she could even make it that high. But that didn't stop her. She's fallen and hurt herself several times. The chains were the Lord's idea. I'm sorry.
grr. I'll be right there, Morgana. Morgana, I've brought a couple people who wish to make payments. I'll have these chains off you soon. Don't worry. You'll be able to return to your old life soon. Morgana. Oder ist hier schon gestorben? Yo, I'm here to set you free. Stay with me, Morgana.
Morgana. You're all three here.
Oh mein Gott, sie nimmt jetzt mich hier als Lord wahr. Oder wie? What?
Ach so. The three men. You're all here.
Ich glaub schon. Morgana.
You, with the flaxen hair. You're a liar. A charlatan. You're a murderer. You cut off my arm. And you, Lord. It all leads back to you. Schon wieder verwechselt sie, ne? Wie so den Lord. Wir nennen das also. You tortured me, degraded me, for your own amusement.
Ja, so wie halt Giselle, also als Maid, immer einfach das Konzept Michel genommen hat. Auf White Girl.
Mhm. All three of you are here.
Morgana.
Why did you hold all those blood sabbats?
It wasn't me. I'm not the Lord.
Why did you go after me again?
The Lord isn't here, Morgana.
All three of you are right there.
Morgana.
Eternal suffering.
Achso, sie cursed jetzt einfach trotzdem mal. Ne? Kann nichts verändern. No, Morgana. Look at me. I'm here to set you free.
Eternal suffering.
Can you not see that I'm not him?
I'm not him.
Then listen to my voice. Do I sound like the Lord?
Eternal.
I'm not the Lord.
Eternal suffering.
Morgana.
Eternal suffering on all their souls.
Yo. The next second, the tower is draped in blackness. The floor beneath us vanishes, and I hear shouts off in the distance as I'm dragged into the endless darkness. There's nothing for me to grab onto. I simply fall through the void. It's a sensation similar to the one I've experienced a number of times before sinking into dimensionless darkness. But there's something fundamentally different about this. The utter emptiness. The utter sense of solitude. I can't even breathe. My very essence is becoming one with the darkness. Still, I try to struggle against it. When a pair of small arms wrap themselves around me from behind. Loneliness seeps through those arms and wisps about within me, eroding away at my spirit. I'm melting with something.
Will you stay with me?
Steht einfach me.
Ja, eben. Deswegen.
Aber Michi und mir ist Unterschied besonders.
You won't ever leave me, will you?
Ich glaube, das ist Morgana.
Oder redet das so mit sich selber so
Mal schauen.
auf Evangelion Acid Trip?
Auf Morgana Trip.
Will you become one with me? Ja, ich Evangelion, hallo. Will you stay by my side? I don't want to be alone anymore.
Okay, so ist das Ende. Wir
Random.
fusionieren uns mit diesem komischen etwas.
bei den Szenen so ein Evangelion, wie so Shinji im Zug sitzt und dann von gegenüber sitzt.
Das war so cool, wie man das nennt? So wie Monogatari hat so gemacht einfach.
Directed?
Ja, direct.
Ja, Mann.
Vergiss.
So.
Boah, ich hab so Bock, dann jetzt endlich auf die Monogatari.
Ja.
Boah, egal, wir sind noch nicht durch, ne?
Ja.
Also, wir sind durch, Freunde. Wir haben das Ende erlebt, aber ich will die 100% für das Clean.
Glaubst du, das schaffen wir schnell, diese extra
Ja.
Achievements?
Ich muss 10-mal nur Made Callen drücken, ist eins. Also, wir haben uns schon mal nachgeschaut, Freunde, bitte. The hatred seems to have left her. But what it left behind, what I'm feeling from her now, is a stark, overwhelming desolation. As much as I knew I have to get back to reunite with Giselle, my own emotions are washed away by hers, and I'm unable to resist as the two of us, now one and the same, fade away into darkness everlasting, leaving behind only a single teardrop. Could be either of ours or both. Ja, Ending sagt's hier, I guess. Ja, Ending 6. Darkness Everlasting. Boah, Alter, das Panel hier links. Ja, haben wir schneller erreicht als gedacht.
Ne, ich dachte schon, das geht schnell.
Ja. I guess wir können jetzt noch in dem Let's Play die Achievements, wenn du magst. Prolog? Achso, Reach All the
Endings ist ein Achievement auch.
Oh. Ja, okay, warte mal, wir können mal kurz gucken, wie viele noch fehlen, Freunde.
Es fehlen
noch 4. Also 1 haben wir vorhin nachgeschaut. Ach, Digga. Das ist echt scheiße erklärt worden, by the way.
Dass die Achievements nochmal, wenn die...
Digga. Digga!
Oh.
Hab ich mich versprochen? So, Achievement.
Es no Totano.
Yo. Okay, Freunde, also I guess wir gehen jetzt hier back to the roots. Hier.
Welche Door?
Nach Door 3 war das, glaube ich.
Ja.
Call for the Maid machen wir jetzt 10-mal. The departed tried calling for the maid. It was quiet. A sense of loneliness fell over him. Call for the maid. Sag ich jetzt immer das gleiche oder immer so neu? The departed.
Wenn immer das gleiche steht, dann gibt es.
Ja. It was quiet. Ja, ist immer das gleiche.
Ich zähle mit 2.
Ja. Ich frage mich, ob sie dann wirklich kommt, ne? Das wäre krass. 3. Also ich skippe jetzt durch bis zum 10. Dann mache ich langsam.
4. Stell dir vor, jemand hat es einfach so, ohne das zu wissen, dass es ein Achievement ist, war einfach so angepisst, so jetzt komm, die Maid!
Komm,
6.
ich brauch dich wieder als Guide. Da hat sie ihr so getrustet.
7.
Ich frage mich, ob wirklich irgendwas passiert oder wir nur Achievement kriegen. Ich denke nur Achievement, aber mal schauen.
Stell dir vor, die Maid ist dann so richtig mad, also
Ja.
was? So, jetzt,
Okay,
es müsste jetzt 10 sein. Außer ich habe mich verzählt.
Hast du das gleiche?
Wir kommen einfach Achievement jetzt, wenn wir jetzt fertig sind.
Ja. All alone.
All alone.
Call for the maid 10 times. Ja, okay. Das ist ein Achievement, Freunde. Ja. I guess wir können die Backstage noch in dem Video machen. Weil da stand gerade Backstage, ist auch ein Achievement.
Ja.
Weil das Video ist hier ziemlich kurz, Freunde, oder? Ja, komm, mach.
Ja, das Backstage.
Backstage.
Es ist so ähnlich an Lego Star Wars, wenn man so extra macht, so, weißt du?
Ich nenne den Titel dann als Ending 6 und Backstage.
Ja.
Oder 100% Barrier, I don't know. Ah ne, was mach ich da? Falsch. Extras und Backstage. Okay, Freunde. So.
Excuse me, what are you doing here? You? Yes, you. Oh,
What?
Morgana! I wish I knew how all these uninvited souls kept finding their way to my mansion. Well, never mind that for now. The fact that you're here means you've uncovered all the mansion's mysteries, yes? Yes.
Yes.
Hehe. My congratulations for having the fortitude to endure such a grim tale. I would ask you what you thought of it, but unfortunately that is beyond even my powers.
Achso, weil wir keine so schreiben können und wie wir es finden.
Ja, aber ich würde sagen, es war absolut goated.
Ja.
Also. Since you're here though, how would you like to take a little tour of the house?
Cool.
And why not? That is, if you're willing to take this hand.
Können wir es auswählen? No?
You've got a strong stomach at least. Before we begin our little trek, I would like to emphasize that this is, as the title implies, a look in behind the curtains of the house in Fata Morgana. If you just completed the game and would like some time to dwell on it, you're welcome to head back now.
Ja, wie cool sie es so sagt.
But should you choose to continue, I encourage you to do so knowing that what you're about to read does not in any way respect the tone of the game proper. It's not? Okay.
Ja, wahrscheinlich halt so behind the curtains, wie es so aussieht, weißt du, so filmmäßig.
You'll be making your way into the heads of the staff themselves, and I promise you it's not a pretty sight. Okay, ich bin gespannt. You see people who shouldn't be here, things that contradict the events of the game, a general sense of pandemonium. You'll do best not to think much of any of it.
Ja.
That said, I would prefer not to have to guide you around the house all by myself. Not because I have anything in particular against you, of course. I simply think it would be inappropriate for him not to accompany us. Yes, him. Story protagonist. Michael.
Ja.
Let us be off then.
Ja. Wir gehen jetzt Michael abholen, I guess, ne? Das ist Giselle.
Yo! I found another split end. Look, this one's split into 3.
Huh? I don't know why you're so excited about split ends. If my hair's such a mess, maybe I should just cut it all off. I'm not particularly attached to having long hair.
I'm not sure how I feel about that idea. I quite enjoy playing with your hair myself.
Says the woman who once called me a hair monster. Ja, das ist funny.
I didn't mean that. I was just, a little overwhelmed at the time. About how unexpectedly handsome you were. And I couldn't bring myself to say it. I hope your two sickening lovebirds spontaneously combust.
Yo, das ist das einzige Ding, wo man die Side by Side sieht,
ja.
Außer halt Ende.
Ja, ich glaube schon.
Ja, weil man halt immer aus einer Perspektive sieht, ne?
Hey, what was that for? And be careful what you wish for, quite literally. We might actually go up in flames.
So, wegen ihren Wishes, ne? Geil. How long have you been standing there, Morgana?
As the true master of this house, I am everywhere at all times. Even in the bathrooms. Warum muss ich das erwähnen? Don't worry. When I was in her position, I closed my eyes and plugged my ears when you were doing your business.
Ja, in 11 Door, Final Door. Hat sie gesagt. Business? I think that's enough toilet humor for the time being.
Ja,
nicht bei Gitarre.
Ja, nicht bei Gitarre.
Achso, das hat man gar nicht gesagt. Ups.
Oh, I think it's enough toilet humor for the time being. Ja, das ist so die Sache, wenn da Michael Morgana ist, man sieht so das M und denkt da jetzt, let's go.
Haben auch fast gleiche Länge, so vom Namen.
Especially in front of our guests. Ja, wir sind hier die wohlgeborenen Gäste.
You're the one who brought it up.
Wait, what guests? Oh, so you can't see the soul besides me? It's quite a shame. Could they be who was watching over us? I better give them my thanks then. Unfortunately, I can't see you there, but either way, thank you very much for accompanying us to the end of our story. Go on, Michael, you thank them too.
Thanks.
You're the protagonist. Surely you can do better than that.
Would you really consider me the protagonist?
Yeah, schon. What, did you hit your head and lose your memory again?
It just never really seemed that way to me.
I can understand that. You didn't become an active participant in the story until the end of Chapter 4, Michael, ja.
Ja.
Aber er ist trotzdem der
Story.
Protagonist am Ende, also er ist trotzdem der Protagonist.
Ja.
Aber sie auch. Aber es gibt auch so diesen Begriff, wie heißt es? Deuteroganist. Ist sie das denn, I guess?
Nee, ich weiß nicht, wie man das genau bezeichnet.
Ja, aber es ist auch ein bisschen so. Na egal, warte mal schauen, was sie sagen. In some ways you could call. Ja, warte. You could call the first 4 chapters an extended prologue.
Also
ja.
Extended Filler.
Stimmt. Nee, ist aber so. Die Main Story fängt erst an in Chapter 5.
Ja,
Oder
4 Ende.
4 Ende. But once you reclaim yourself, you were most definitely playing the protagonist.
Ja.
Especially the final chapter. You had me swooning by the end.
So. Lol. Sure. Thanks?
I'm going to bring Michel with me. And only
Also,
Michel.
wir gehen jetzt around the house.
Ah, what about me? Because with you around, he turns into a love-sick, airheaded dope. He's about as useful to me as wet paper sack full of potatoes. Come on now, get moving. Are you sure I can't come with you? Absolutely not. But are you sure? Absolutely not. Are you sure?
I can't come with you.
Yeah, but are you sure? Absolutely not. Huh? Dann müsst ihr sagen, absolutely. Are you sure?
So. Ja.
You spoil him in more ways than one.
What are we going to do, though?
What do you think, my dear? What any respectable behind-the-scenes extra would do, of course. We're going to visit each
We're
room.
going to visit.
Oh. We're going to visit each room in the mansion and faff about like a bunch of fools.
That sounds a lot like spent 1,000 lines talking trash about Michel to me.
Yes.
I seem to recall plenty of faffing about in the main game anyway. Why don't we do something we couldn't do there?
Ah, I have just the thing. Here, they're cue cards.
Cue cards?
They've got profiles and other mischievous notes from the creators about each of the characters.
Yo, cool,
I
ne?
thought they might come in handy.
I can see them being useful, yes. But why exactly do you have those?
Apparently it's the maid's job to give the star of the show his notes.
So, du gibst Notes, Maria sagt das. Is that a fact?
If I'm not mistaken, the maid had cue cards and other extras as well.
Und ich meine extra. I'd rather pretend those miniaturized things were not actually us. I can't help but feel the creators were screwing with us on some level.
Actually, since we're here, maybe we should start with the two of you before we head out. I'll read your profile, Michel. I doubt you'd want it to do yourself, would you? Hand over the cue cards.
Da geht's jetzt zu jedem einzelnen Charakter, ne?
Alright, now let's begin. This pathetic, long-haired man is, believe it or not, the protagonist of the house in Fata Morgana.
See? I told you this is how it would go.
You can't deny a lot of readers probably didn't expect the creepy whitehead recluse to turn out to be the main character. Ja, es ist true. Also ich habe nie gedacht, als wir so reingeschaut haben, das haben wir das erste Mal gesehen im Spiegel.
Ja.
Ich dachte niemals, jo, das ist der Main Character jetzt.
Ja.
According to this, two of the creators' goals for this game were to subvert readers' expectations and cast new light on old information the farther you progress through the story. Ja,
Haben die gut gemacht.
Haben die gut gemacht. The two are probably the most obvious. You two are probably the most obvious example of that. Yeah.
Don't forget about yourself, Morgana.
Ja. Und White Girl auch so. Aber ist ja
Teil von ihr.
Yeah. Even before the vocal point of the game, my story was revealed. There were examples of lines of events taking or on new meaning as each of the first 3 chapters developed. Though perhaps there are some people whose interpretations did not change throughout the course of the tales.
That is true. At first, man seemed like a fairly likable young man, but by the end of his chapter, he had revealed himself as a helplessly worthless child. His rant.
Seine Helden mit Mel is real. The second chapter was pretty crazy too. When we found out about ukulele, that was it.
No, that's not how you pronounce his name. As I recall, it's Eucalyptus. Die Troll von Nicky Martins Name beide, ne?
Yeah. You already made that joke. Let it go, please.
Nicht für ihn getan, ne?
That creature doesn't need a name. Just call him the beast. Chapter 3 was something else too. My impression of Jacopo and Maria had completely turned around by the end. Ja.
Maria,
Aber Maria haben wir auch verdächtigt, ne?
Ja, du vor allem.
Ja. Ah, da war mein Riecher in der Door mehr. At the end of that chapter, you learn what kind of man what kind of man you are. The man he really was, which then ties into the relations in the final chapter. Piles of human garbage, the 3 of them.
I hate.
But we'll go into more detail about them later. Right now, it's Michel's turn. The core aspects of his characters are justice and righteousness.
What?
Why are you looking at me like I just told you the sky is purple?
In Georgia ist das so.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting something so flattering to come out of my mouth. Nor do I really think of myself that way. I'm hardly a paragon of virtue.
That's true. Putting a knife to a woman's neck isn't very righteous. Yeah.
Apologies.
Das vergessen wir mal. Ganz spannend. You had your reasons, I know. But it was pretty terrifying at the time, vor allem mit der PTSD von der knife.
Yeah.
I don't hold it against you though. Anyway, while those are the core aspects of your character, they got buried over the course of the abuse and misfortune you suffered throughout the story. Your circumstances in life forced you to repress yourself, and once you were free from those restrictions in the final chapter, you were able to act as the man you truly are, or something to that effect.
I'd say it was Giselle's influence more than anything that got me through the final chapter. Like I said in the game, I couldn't have done it on my own.
Das ist gerade echt so wie Behind the Scenes bei so Filmen, aber es ist so mit den Charakteren, die Charaktere bleiben so die Charaktere.
Ja.
Hey, I'm glad I could be of assistance. I really need to peel these 2 apart. We'll never finish if they keep making goo-goo eyes at each other every 10 seconds.
If that's supposed to be my character, then there's one thing I can't wrap my head around.
And what would that be?
How all the promotional material portrays me. A promote builder, I guess.
The staff has fondness for being misleading, the writer especially.
Ja, I guess die Promote-Bilder sahen alle anders aus, ne? Take my patrol in the demo backstage extra. Ja, das können wir gar nicht sehen. What was that all about? Ja, wir können mal kurz zoomen, Max.
Ja, okay.
Ich save mal ab. Okay, was hat er gesagt? Portrayal in the demos backstage extra. Michael Bollinger, Demo backstage Monster Portrayal. This, I guess?
Ich suche mal Promotional Material. Boah, Digga, ich muss irgendwo die Fans suchen, wie geil aussieht. Promotional Material. Digga, gibt's ja echt einen Michael Bollinger, so auf IMDb.
Was ist das?
Promotional Material.
Promotional Material Michael Bollinger. Warte, ich such mal.
Fata Morgana dazu.
Oder so. Ah, das hier. Lol.
Aber das ist doch Fanart, oder?
Oder meint man das hier, oder wie?
Ich glaube, man meint das hier, weil das hier sieht so nicht aus wie sein Charakter, was ich meine?
Ja.
Was man denkt.
Naja,
Oder
keine
das
Ahnung.
da, das da. Schau mal. Was? Das da, schau. Zum Beispiel. Man denkt so, wow, das ist der Villain. Ne?
Ja. Ja, anyways, ja.
Well, it was the demo. Achso, die Demo ist so das nicht fertige Spiel, oder?
Ja, wir spielen ja 1.3 Version. Also steht nichts dran, wenn wir schauen.
I'm sure they just didn't want to spoil the surprise. It was fun calling you my whipping boy too.
What?
Also in der Demo wahrscheinlich.
I guess.
And your portrayal makes sense if we assume the Michel there was from when it was just the two of us living in the mansion.
Das wäre cool, sich so eingefügt, das Bild, wenn man jetzt weiß genau, ne? Das sind jetzt nur Sinn für Leute, die Demo gespielt haben.
I guess. You were pretty damaged at that point, which was largely my fault, I suppose. In any event, the promotion materials are already out there, so there's nothing you can do about it. You are, for all intents and purposes, officially in need.
Star level.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
sorry.
well, now that the game's over, I have a couple things I'd like to get off my chest. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Wo ist nochmal?
Ja, nee, ich hab's so gemacht, so, not you. Not you. No, I forgot it. Fuck you.
And what would those be?
I never wanted to be a recluse.
Well said. Well said indeed.
Also, I never wanted to die a virgin.
Well said. Well said indeed.
Budeus, Digga.
But I must say, it seemed rather irrelevant to joke about either of those knowing what we know now. Well, we're not the ones writing. We just say what we're told to.
Regardless, I can't say I'm completely satisfied, but I'm happy enough my story was adequately explained in the game itself.
I'm genuinely impressed you can be happy about any of your story, considering the kind of hell you were put through. There were how many dead ends?
Wir haben ja nur eins extra, oder zwei hatten wir, ne?
Achso, wo wir gestorben sind, meinst du?
Mit
Und es gibt noch viel mehr, oder wie?
Ja, ich denke schon.
Okay. And you took quite a beating on more than one occasion. A lot of that does fall on my head, I suppose.
The ending was perfect, though. Self-Glades. So jetzt, I'm happy. Oh! Jetzt I'm happy. Komm, wie er lächelt, Digga.
Self-Glaze. Please, for the love of all that's holy, stop smiling. I can't see it as anything but pitiful.
Digga. What? Why?
Because in this story, you're the king of misfortune. Oh, that reminds me, there's something on your profile even more crucial than your core of justice and righteousness. You were apparently born under an unlucky star. And that's why, no matter what you do or where you go, you're destined to have terrible things happen to you.
Why must the universe be so cruel to me?
Well, I am the queen of misfortune, so perhaps they just wanted someone else to be as miserable as me.
Giselle had it pretty bad too.
Ja, eben, die alle drei. What? You think so? I don't think I had it nearly as bad as either of you.
Ja.
Sie musste auch 100 Jahre lang, fast 1000 Jahre alleine in der Menschen warten.
Ja,
Also
mit
Morgana die ganze Zeit. Los.
Ja. aber gefühlt am schlimmsten war Georges. Wie hat er überhaupt überlebt? Digga, er war 100 Jahre alt, wirklich komplett allein. Keiner mit ihm geredet. Naja, und auch der Michael hat ja auch am Ende gewartet.
Ja, man kann es schwer vergleichen, aber ich würde sagen, auf jeden Fall die drei haben am meisten gelitten. Michel, Morgana und oder vergesse ich gerade wen, der noch so gelitten hat. Nee, die drei.
Hier? Ja, nicht so sehr, aber hat halt so... Oh, Digga!
Oder warum hat Georges so sehr gelitten, sagst du?
Ja, er war im Painting.
Ja.
Und dann für alle Zeit allein. Keiner hat mit ihm geredet. Niemand.
Ja, aber
und da
die Maid war ja 1000 Jahre alleine und die, wie nennt man das? Die fucking, wie heißt es? Morgana hat ihr ja nicht Gesellschaft geleistet so gut.
Ja, besser als gar keine.
Nein!
Doch.
Hast du lieber jemanden, der die ganze Zeit so, ey du fettes Stück Scheiße!
Das hat sie nicht gesagt so.
Ja, aber doch, lieber gar keinen anstatt jemand, der...
Nein, Digga, dann wird Georges verrückt. Oder halt, dann wäre sie noch mehr verrückt geworden. Hätte alles vergessen, auch das Michael als es.
Ja,
We spent centuries completely and utterly broken.
That's all in the past though. I'm back to my old self now and that's enough for me. You are unnaturally skilled at whitewashing the past.
Ja, Michael auch.
In fact, both of you are far too forgiving. Although, I suppose that's why you ended up as the hero and heroine of the story. But I'm still the anti-heroine.
You said it like it's something to be proud of.
Gesundheit, Bro.
Danke.
Well, that about covers the main character Michel.
Bin gespannt, wie viele wir gehen jetzt eigentlich alle durch? Weil es gibt ja echt viele.
Yeah. In conclusion, he's a 27-year-old man with his head in the clouds who talks like a character out of a bad fairy tale.
27 wie Gothic. What happened to all about justice and righteousness? Why could you conclude with that?
He had also no sense of humor and doesn't realize that they're the exact same thing.
Did you try not buttering me up only to tear me back down again? Even the inverse would be preferable.
And to top it all off, he's completely incompetent when it comes to romance.
I knew it. I knew this was how it was going to go.
Morgana's also Michel hater. Yeah.
Yeah, it's my hater.
I'd rank you being made fun of number 2 in terms of when you're most interesting, Michel. What?
Was?
I'd rank you being made fun of.
Ach so, also being made fun of ist das zweitinteressanteste, wie Michael ist. Das erste wird's mir nicht, I guess. Gee, thanks, that makes me feel so much better.
Now, since we seem to have fallen back into our usual routine, let's move on to Giselle, shall we? What? Me next? Oh, I've got butterflies in my stomach. And here we have, believe it or not, the heroine of the game. What's so hard to believe about that? Tell me, would you have ever imagined a maid with a creepy love was once this bubbly ball of energy? No. Wir dachten, sie ist die fucking witch.
Villains.
I'd rather not think about my time as the maid. Can't say I blame you. Your mind was a complete mush at the time.
Oh, Digga. So.
Oof.
If you'll allow me to say that
Ich hab nichts gemacht.
that maid outfit was quite the eye-catcher.
Hold your tongue, my dear. Now, I have to ask Giselle, where in the world did you pick up those lovely flowery speech patterns? Are you sure you want to know? Is there any reason I wouldn't?
Von Morgana oder was?
I picked it up from you, Morgana.
Lol. Yeah.
Excuse me? Like when you're really ripping into someone, Morgana, you kind of start talking like a character in a stage play. You calling me theatrical? You take that back.
So the maids Speech pattern were modeled after Morgana's. Huh?
Interesting.
That would definitely make sense considering the tone of the 4th chapter.
Don't you be talking about me even in your head.
Not a word.
Regardless, my speech pattern and the maids share nothing in common. And you're schon wieder, oder you're musst du eigentlich sein, oder nicht?
Nee, ich glaub nicht.
And you're terrible human beings. Ah nee, you are terrible human beings, ja. Lies was Ende lesen einfach davor. And you're terrible human beings for so much as suggesting it. What are you smirking about? Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that human Morgana is kinda incredibly adorable. Ah, you're blushing. Look at her, she's blushing. Oh, be quiet. Are you just going to stand by and watch as your girlfriend insults me like this, Michel?
I have to agree, if you ask me, you are pretty adorable right now.
It's like two tiny little tomatoes are growing on your face. I am not blushing. And if the two of you don't back off, I'll cast a curse on your souls for all eternity.
That seems a bit excessive.
We seem to have gotten off track. Let's take a look at Jesus' profile now, shall we? I can't imagine there's much written there.
Ich würde sagen, es gibt, glaube ich, kein Ding, wo alle drei miteinander so talken. Im Game, oder?
Ja,
Es gab einmal, wo sie ihn so umarmt, aber da haben wir gar
ja.
nichts gesagt eigentlich.
You obviously aren't a very good judge of your own character then. Some person would spend centuries waiting for a man they only knew for a year. It isn't the amount of time we were together that matters. Besides, it was more complicated than that. With how we were forced to part ways, there was no way I could let it end there. Also, we're bound on a soul level. I think I just vomited in my mouth.
Some Hayden there.
It wasn't that bad, was it? Moving on. As you can see, Giselle has her own fair share of baggage as well, but she's an optimistic woman, proactive about moving on. Hidden behind the maid was a fairly classic hero and heroine character. Heroine, Giselle and the maid came about because one day the creators decided they really wanted to see a cheerful young woman turn into a broken husk of a human. Nice. Also, because they would turn to a broken husk of human.
Poor Giselle.
Another thing I wanted to do with Giselle was start out with her as essentially the story's narrator, and then over the course of the game pull her out of that position and turn her into a real character, yeah? So, cool.
On a somewhat unrelated note, Giselle's portrayal, or the maid's, I suppose, outside the game was possibly worse than mine.
Okay. Ich meine, allein das Cover ist ja so... It was. I was practically evil in the demo's backstage scene. Such mal.
Ah Leute, es gibt hier so ein Gameplay 15 Minuten.
Ah.
Backstage.
Okay.
Oder ist das hier? Maid rechts? Ja, das Lächeln.
Aha.
Warte mal. Jo. What the fuck?
Das. Was ist das denn? Moisha.
Eben hier links unten hat der Demo-Version.
Mhm.
Nah, anyways, let's go. I'd estimate about 70% of the characters the staff tried to play off as the maid was actually Morgana.
You're making it sound like I'm evil now. That I will not stand for.
You weren't evil, but you were definitely an antagonist for a good portion of the
Ja,
game.
eben, ich dachte, sie ist so der Antagonist für den ganzen Spiel. Also nach Version. Nachdem man sie so erkannt hatte.
Ja, nachdem sie.
Oder ich
so
dachte einfach, die Witcher ist obviously so der Main Antagonist sein. We've already established that the staff gets off on being intentionally misleading, so let's just assume that's what it was and move on. Before I forget, there's one other important note on Giselle's profile I still need to go over.
Oh,
Oh, and what would that be? She has the largest breasts of anyone in the game. Hier den Oder, so die Master von allen Releasen so. Aber wichtig zu erkennen, Zorro hat größere Oberweite als Nami und Robin.
ja.
I saw that, Michiel. I saw you sneaking a look. Don't think you can fool me.
It's hard not to look, frankly.
You guys have no idea what it's like. My shoulders are constantly stiff. It's terrible. Hold on a second. Didn't it say on your profile that you prefer small boobs?
What? I never said that. Der Blick.
And who do you think we're going to trust here? But enough of that. That's Giselle and or the maid for you. She started out the game seemingly full of secrets and possibly scheming something, and turned out to be ideal wife material. Ideal wife material? I like the sound of that. Hehehe.
Why does she get so much better treatment than me?
The story is supposed to be at least some degree about Michel's growth, so without Giselle around, I imagine it would have ended failing that goal spectacularly.
Ja, obviously, hat er selber gesagt, most likely.
The two of us kept each other going. Now, that about sums up everything I have to say about you two. So we're going to go for a little walk around the mansion. You stay here and keep yourself entertained, Giselle. I'd rather come with you.
I'm staying too.
No, you're coming. If you don't, I cast a curse on their 3 souls. Or do you want all your hard work in the game to go to waste?
Geil. You don't have to threaten me. Okay, fine. I'll be back shortly.
Have fun. I'll be here when you get back.
Ich bin gespannt, ob hier noch eins so cooles Bild ist, sag ich mal, ne? CG.
Yeah. Hey, Michel, you can have the cue cards back. It's now your job to read off the profiles.
Ja, Geld von Mel und ne, allen.
Do I really? Oh, sorry.
Do really have to?
You might as well do something. What happened to Michel from the game's climax? Because right now you look like breathing is too much effort to bother with.
I just don't think I'm the right person to be talking about other people's characters.
You might have a point. If you don't have someone to keep you in check, you will start defending anyone, no matter how heinous. You really ought to learn to call a sinner a sinner.
Was she asleep for half the game? Yeah.
Anyway, it's your job, understood?
Well, whatever. Das erinnert mich hier so ein bisschen an so Gitarre, so, ne? Die so selber.
So vierte Wand brechen.
Yeah.
Well, let's get going then, shall we? We start by visiting the 3 men who instigated my curse.
Yeah.
And I think I'll let you, our guest, decide the order.
Ach so.
Go on now, take your pick. Das ist nur die Reihenfolge, das ist nicht.
Ja.
Von 1, 2, 3 oder?
Die Reihenfolge war von Man Penny 1, 2, 3, damit es immer so leichter wird. Schwerer wird. Ich will Jacopo als letztes mit der Goat.
Ja, dann
Nach
lass mal
mir.
1, 2, 3.
Ja. Go see Mel. Nee.
Off we go then. To see the spineless little boy.
Yes.
Da ist Michel
Aber murder him.
im Agreement. We came to pay you a visit, you spineless little boy.
Oh. Hey. You sure about knowing that's how you greet me? What are you two doing here anyway?
We have to talk to you for this behind the scenes extra. Do you really think anyone would visit you if they had a choice?
Geil. This is an extra, like you said. So can't we make this a pleasant affair? Also, I know you like calling me spineless. Digga, 3 Leute mit M im Namen, ne?
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm that big of a wuss. You asked me, I'd say I handled myself pretty well around the white-haired girl by the end of chapter 1. And definitely put in some good work in the final chapter.
Yeah.
I agree with you about the final chapter, but the end of the first chapter doesn't leave the best impression. Can you really blame me? How was I supposed to predict Nelly would go so far? No kidding.
Go on, Michel, the cue cards. Share this spineless child profile for the world.
Okay. Let's see here. It says here that the desire to be loved is one of the themes of Mel's story. His unconditional kindness for others was rooted in that desire.
Hey, could you be any more pitiful, my dear?
I don't think that's a terribly unusual trait. Some people need the validation and love of others to make it through life. That's only human.
I see. I told you you'd start getting defensive.
I don't see the point in being as harsh on him and extra as I was in the main game. On the subject of the first chapter, I have to say it really was surprisingly bright and cheerful for the most part. At least until the later parts of the chapter, things were honestly quite pleasant.
Yeah.
I wonder how many readers at that point in the game could have even imagined how brutal and dark the main story would turn out to be. Up until the second chapter began, I imagine many people thought you were the game's protagonist.
Ich dachte nie, weil es war immer Door 1 und so. Ich habe nie gedacht, dass er der Anime-Protagonist ist.
Ja, ich habe halt gedacht, wenn er auch in Door 2 vorkommt. Weißt du?
Ja.
Und Mate hat uns gesagt, wir sind in jedem der Doors, was eine Lüge ja war, ne?
Vor allem, wir haben so Mel bis jetzt der beste Goat, hast du gesagt, nach Folge 1, weißt du noch?
Ja, weil er der coolste Charakter war.
Ja, aber jetzt ist er nicht mal Top, keine Ahnung, 10 Characters.
Ja, warte mal. Michel, Jacob, also ich zähle auf Michel, Jacopo, Giselle oder Morgana, I know.
Morgana?
Yukimasa.
Hast du Morgana dazu jetzt?
Ja.
Okay.
Yukimasa.
Ja, Ding, ich finde, keine Ahnung. Didier oder George.
Ah ja, Didier, Georges.
Ja, Ding.
Me? Nein. Ja, eben. Dann schon Top 10, weil es halt nicht so
Was ist denn mit Javi? Das ist der einzige Charakter, der so ein CG hat, der gar nicht wegkam.
Ja. Vielleicht visiten wir ihn hier auch. Das wäre cool.
Er hat die Nachricht geschrieben.
Ja, dann so, we forgot him.
Not that he could have handled that kind of responsibility, of course.
Let me guess, because I'm spineless.
It's a question of experience. Only someone who's been through the kind of mistreatment and misfortune Michiel has would have been able to free me.
Oh, I didn't know you had it that bad, Michiel. It's not something I care to talk about.
To start things off, he was physically and emotionally abused by a psychopathic woman by the name of...
Not another word, Morgana. But whatever happened, it sounds like it was rough. You have my sympathies. Getting pity from you just makes me irrationally angry. Okay, hold still so I can give you a good whack to the jawbone. Whoa, you were just defending me 1,000 lines back. Now you just want to hit me? And now you want to hit me?
We two get along oddly well, you know.
There's something about Michael that almost makes him feel like he's my age. I have a good 10 years on you. Ja, aber halt alleine, ne?
He did spend 13 years locked up in isolation from the world. Sadly, is surprised he stopped aging mentally.
Wow, you were locked up for 13 years? Wow, now I really feel bad for you. Prepare for the beating of a lifetime, boy! Okay, why? I just said I felt bad for you.
Your sympathy is by and large a ruse. Rarely ever do you genuinely mean it.
That's not true. We've gotten off track. Mel is on the surface a friendly, kind-hearted young man, but he has a tendency to stumble and cower back when things get difficult, in part due to the lack of self-esteem mentioned earlier. And in the final chapter he started off in a very difficult situation, so he was submissive and a constant source of pathetic complaining.
Spineless and submissive. There's no for you, is there? Hehe.
Gah. I think he would make a very respectable young man if he could overcome that weakness. The end of the final chapter was, in part, a result of him reaching that point. See? When push comes to shove, I come through.
Have you forgotten the part where you sold me out?
Sorry about that. One's environment does also have a significant effect on their behavior. Well, that about covers what's on the cue card. I feel like I just spent the whole time getting railed on. Yeah, pech. Not that I can blame you, I guess, considering how I acted over the course of the game. In the end, you did manage to prove a good ally, though. Thanks, I'm glad I could be of assistance.
If you're trying to end this on a pleasant note, I won't have it. Him being somewhat helpful in a version of events that have actually occurred doesn't change the fact that he gave me up like this final wuss he is.
Oh, give him a break. With you, the game's over.
This could be a different game entirely, and I would still hold it against him. Though I suppose I could be a little less incessant about it. We do have a guest after all. We do. And now I think it's time we went to see somewhere else.
What? You're leaving already? That's unfortunate. Nee, ich will dich nicht mehr sehen. I was hoping we could maybe go for a walk out in the sun or have a picnic together or something. So you can weaken me, and then what will you do to me?
You just walk around the lake, tie rocks. I tie rocks to your feet and push you in.
Okay.
Farewell, man. Until our souls cross paths once more in the boundless sphere of fate.
Cool. Yeah, bye, Morgana, Michael. Tsukimasa. Du die Donne wieder. Ja, Wäsche bei der Jugend. Wir waren jetzt gerade bei Mel und gehen jetzt weiter zum Swordsman und dann schnell das Tutorial kaputt. Mal schauen, ob da noch weitere Charakter kommen. Let's go.
You want to see him? Well, whatever you'd like. Michel, you go first.
So I can be your meat shield again.
We came to pay you a visit, you psychopathic monster. Is that what I am? Psychopath?
If nothing else, you are most certainly the character in this game that poses the most danger to others.
That's fair. Most of the dead ends were on me as well.
Yeah. You really need to learn to show some regard for human life.
I just lose control of myself. There's nothing I can do about it.
This is murder we're talking about here. Do something about it.
All the characters in the game, he was the most dramatically two-faced. The illustrations in the second chapter were honestly quite shocking.
I feel terrible for Pauline.
So, what brings you two here? It's a behind-the-scenes extra. We're here to discuss you as a character. The staff even provided us with notes. I see. Do you not think the setting's worth talking about at all then? You want to talk about the setting? You, the Japanese guy who barged in out of nowhere in was what was supposed to be a Gothic suspense horror game?
Out of curiosity, were you also Japanese in the final chapter?
I couldn't tell you. I don't have most of my memories. What does the staff have to say about that?
From somewhere in Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah, cooked.
That's incredibly vague.
That said, there's apparently a reason for the ambiguity. The main theme of your story is boundaries, it says. Oh wow,
Oh wow, I was expecting a schon wieder mit dem M, ne?
yeah.
Oh wow, I was expecting madness or brutality or beasts or multiple personalities. I don't actually have multiple personalities. It's just an act. That's nothing to gloat about, my dear.
Anyway, it says here you're a character that straddles a number of different boundaries. Sanity and madness, humanity and barbarity.
Also, faithfulness and infidelity. I committed no infidelity. Das ist untreu, ne?
Yeah.
I never slept with the white-haired girl. Only because all you need in a relationship is peace and heaven. You have a point.
He conceded that point rather easily.
And once you cross one of those boundaries, you lose control of yourself. You really are a strange man, you know that? You weren't quite so bad in the final chapter, but in the second, it was almost unbelievable how downright maniacal you got.
Ja, Freunde, mit diesem geilen Voice Acting da auch, ne?
I expect. Das war das Bild, wie das Folge. Müssen wir nochmal Reaction drauf machen. I expect. Das war nur so 15 Minuten lang, glaube ich. I expect my curse had some influence there, although.
On that note, it also says here that the writer thought chapter 2 seemed unusually long until they realized it was in no small part thanks to Yukima's cackling.
At least you were having fun.
Of everyone, I'd say I'm probably most worried about how you turned out after the ending.
I swore I would resist the temptations. I doubt that stopped you from laughing like a madman as you strangle puppies and smash kitten skulls. God, I wish I could be human.
Sounds like some twisted version of Pinocchio.
Once the reveal finally happened, it was almost hilarious how vapid the merchant's character became. Like when you told Pauline, perhaps my adoration had grown so strong that turned you into a transcendent beauty like Cleopatra herself. Women like to hear such things about themselves.
You're terrible.
And then you went and killed one of your crewmates out at sea and told Pauline, no, there was no trouble when you got back.
Yeah.
You're as black-hearted as they come. You don't have to tell me. I am aware.
I don't believe you're like at all. That's an odd point to get snippy over.
He has no concern with whether he is a good or a bad man, only with whether he is a man or a beast. Again, I am aware.
I really hope I never run into him again outside the extras.
Next, to the rest of the cast. It's oddly refreshing how forward you are about your atrocities despite being so much worse than any of them. It almost makes me think you're so hopeless it's not even worth bothering. That doesn't mean I'll forgive you, of course.
At least give Pauline a good life, please. That's not exactly reassuring.
I will do what I can. You know, for all you smile around Pauline, you're about as stone-faced as Michel around everyone else. In fact, I'd say Michel had you beaten that in the final chapter.
We all know his smile's fake, though.
Indeed. And it's only ever been for Pauline, no one else. Both in the second chapter and the final chapter. Maybe we should rename you the Masked Man.
It makes him sound like a superhero. Jo, vielleicht dieser eine YouTuber, den ich so gemeint hatte, The Masked Man, hat seinen Namen hiervon. Extras. Superhero, er ist hier Spider-Man.
You do your best, my dear, and try to blend into society. Now, I think we've spent more than enough time with this beast, so let's be off, shall we?
Gar kein Bock. Jo, das steht echt The Masked Man jetzt.
You're leaving? Goodbye, Angela, and goodbye, Witch.
How many times do I have to tell you I'm not an angel? An angel.
And for what it's worth, I'm not a witch any longer either. So I'm the only non-human left on the cast then. How unfortunate.
Someone really needs to do something about him.
There's nothing anyone can do but leave him be. Farewell, Yukimasa. Until our souls cross paths once more in the boundless sphere of fate. Immer dieser Satz ist cool, ne?
Mhm. So wie like the world fading into view after dream.
Farewell. Ja, aber schau, das dauert hier kurz noch mit ihm zu reden.
Ja, weil sie keinen Bock auf das Beast haben, aber Jacopo.
Denkst du, Jacopo ist länger?
Ja.
Und denkst du, aber sie treffen andere Charaktere außer Jacopo?
Ja, mal schauen eben, das ist das Ding. Wir gehen jetzt zu Jacopo, auf den freue ich mich am meisten, weil Jacopo ist halt mein zweiter Lieblingscharakter nach Michel. So.
Oh, you want to go see him, do you?
Das Video meinte ich, by the way.
Ja.
Das gucke ich mir an. Ja.
Well, if that's what you want, I suppose I can take you.
Ja, er hat den geilen Job. Let's go.
Why? Hello there.
Oh, good to see you. General Canoe.
How's your fragile mail you're holding up?
I am genuinely glad to see you. However, I must ask, why did you bring him along with you? Why do you never come see me alone?
About as well as always, I see.
The rage. I mean, you're only the best. In fact, there's a great deal I still need to tell.
And you wonder why I don't want to see you.
You got pathetic really quick after the final chapter ended, huh? Damn it. What do you even see in that man? He's just a filthy Frenchman with disgustingly long hair.
Ja, guck, Jacobo, das ist die Frenchman.
Okay. The hair is one thing, but I can't change where I was born. A single damn good thing has ever come out of France.
Perfekt, mach bitte Screenshot.
Geil.
Und schick die mir dann.
Ja. Die kommt so geil. Some say French is one of the three great cuisines of the world, but anyone with a functional tongue knows Italian is vastly superior.
Ja.
Thanks, back it up.
Abguss.
Richtiger Hater, aber ja. They call themselves part of the civilized world, when in reality they're just a bunch of stuck-up snobs. Simpletons love to fawn over Bourgeois Nouveau, but I tell you, the wine my country produces is far higher quality. Der Blick ist so geil. Stunned to silence in the face of the immutable truth, are you? I hope you get lost in the Louvre and starve to death, you big-outed prick. Yo, the hate.
Boah, ich glaube, Jacobo ist jetzt auf meine 1 nach dem Intro.
Ja, nach den. Nein, aber er safe mein zwei Lieblings.
Oh, look at that. You hurt his feelings, Michael.
I swear, he's definitely in the running for most obnoxious character in the game. Nein.
He's the goat.
Hä? Digga,
Chill on the goat. Most obnoxious character, würde ich verarschen mich. Es gibt fucking Aimee, es gibt Maria, es gibt...
Die Maria war nur in der 3 so schlimm, aber trotzdem.
Ja, es gibt Aimee, den...
Boah, Amide und Aimee sind meine zwei Hate.
Die drei wirklich. Und
ja, und Pauline hat auch abgefuckt in der 8. Tor. Die war zwar nicht so schlimm, aber die hat genervt.
Sagen wir die, nicht Pauline, sondern die...
Non.
Non. Ja, Non.
Ja. So, what brings you to here?
We're here to discuss your character as part of this behind-the-scenes extra. Ich finde es auch cool, wie die... Es ist so behind-the-scenes, aber die Charaktere bleiben immer noch die Charaktere selbst. Ne?
Ja, ich denke, als erstes wird halt noch Morgana sein, ne? Weil Giselle, Michel, die 3 jetzt und dann Morgana auch.
Although I do think the fragile masculinity does a wonderful job describing you. You like to make a big show of things, but the reality is, if you had simply swallowed your pride for 2 seconds and said what you really felt, told the truth, almost all of this could have been avoided. It's nigh unbearable watching you flounder around like a buffoon.
I almost feel bad for him. Almost. I think you've probably tried him enough, Morgana. He was kind of caught between a rock and a...
Hard place, sagt man so, ne?
Yeah, shut your mouth, Frenchman. I don't need you to defend me. All I want from you is to know why you're with Morgana. You do realize he's a rosy-eyed romantic, don't you, Morgana? You saw him swooning over some silly spring snow for God knows how many lines. Are you telling me that whole exchange wasn't gag-inducing? Seriously, why him? You really are insufferable.
Seeing a man so overcome with jealousy is just sad.
God damn it, you just don't get it.
I won't deny Michel is a bit of a romantic, but he also probably wouldn't lock someone in a tower and throw away any chance he might have at redemption.
Ja, geballt.
So I'd say he's preferable to any of you.
Yeah. Is preferable really the best I can manage?
Furthermore, I do not have feelings of that variety for him. Michel and I were gods.
Götter einer neuen Welt. We're what now?
We are those who have been graced by overflowing dignity, divine divinity. Share a special connection, one you could never hope to have.
More like going overboard on jewelry.
Oh Okay, well, I've had my fun.
Nein, ich will mehr bei Jacopo bleiben.
Let's
No.
make our way to another room, shall we?
Wait, hold up. Yeah, Jacopo, halt sie auf. What happened to discussing my character?
Yeah.
The cue card I was given for you is blank. What? What? It couldn't be. I'm joking, yes. You're kind of an asshole, you know? Jacopo's so geil, Digga. Yes, because you want to talk. It says here that fundamentally Jacopo is pure of heart. Though he acts proud and egotistical, he actually feels a great deal of debt and responsibility to those who allowed him to reach his position of power. He generally means well, but he has a great difficulty actually communicating his feelings. You have no right to get on my case about communication problems, Frenchman. So gave you an episode that yours are on a very, very different level. So there's something I've begun to notice. Your character's a little too similar to mine. In what way? You and I are both pure-hearted types, and we were born into less than ideal circumstances. But that's not where I take real issue. To start, we talk too much alike. You try to act a little more polite around others, but on your own your voice is uncomfortably similar to mine. But I showed up before you in the game, and you know what that means, don't you? This is a copy. You're the copycat. Yeah. I can't deal with this right now. And besides, I first appear at the end of chapter 2, before you introduce.
Stimmt.
Ja, in dem Spiegel, wenn man das halt anklickt. Oder vielleicht klickt man das so oder so an, ich weiß gar nicht. Naja. Das habe ich gar nicht probiert, das war ich gleich mal nach, nachdem wir Backstage durch sind. My logic is infallible. Your voice, au naturel, is actually more childish than you present yourself. Or did you think I somehow wasn't aware of that fact? You just had to bring that up, did you?
You could try dropping the tough guy act. It's not actually attractive at all.
Well, if you insist, I suppose I could.
Let's go.
Digga! Wait, I didn't even get the sentence in and you're leaving?
Maybe those codes never talk again in the bounded sphere of faith.
No, let them, damn it!
Damn.
Ja eben, sie hat gesagt zum neuen Room, ne? Also es geht jetzt weiter.
Yeah. That covers the three perpetrators, die drei main characters von Door 1 bis 2. Next. Oder die drei Masters, ne? Next, why don't we pay a visit to those who were close to them?
About that, there's something I've been wondering.
And what might that be?
They weren't directly involved in anything that happened to you, yet they still seem to have been made guilty by association.
That's true. None of them did anything to me specifically. I have no intention of apologizing though.
Morgana apologizing, now there's a scene I cannot imagine for the life of me.
That said, I will try to go easy on them. Though I doubt I could come up with much to berate them for.
I would appreciate it.
Let us be off then.
So. I guess lass wieder die gleiche Reihenfolge machen, ne? Erst Lady, dann Putty, dann Maria. Let's go.
For Maria.
Sie hat ja auch das Design von der Final Chapter da und so.
So, you want to see that rambunctious little girl, do you? Well, that's your choice to make.
Ah! It's the Satyrs, my second brother. If you come to play, I have all sorts of card games to choose from. If you'd like, I'll even make you some tea. Go on, pick again. Let's play something.
We're not here to play.
Morgana feels rather uncomfortable. But you're not sure. What brings you here then?
We are playing all the major characters in the game I visited for behind the scenes extra. You were next on the list.
Oh? Does it mean you're going to talk about me or something?
But it does.
Surely everyone already knows everything they need to know about me. I'm the most adorable princess in all the land. Hell no.
I'd like to know how your head works that you can say things like that about yourself without even blinking.
You're pretty yourself. Now that your face is better. She just can't seem to take control of the conversation.
I would say, it rather surprises me to hear you say that.
Oh, why?
You were rather brutal to the white-haired girl in chapter 1. So I assumed that was how you were with all women.
I only had a problem with her because she hooked up with my dearest mare. Anyone who tries to get close to my mare must be exterminated. The poor white-haired girl didn't stand a chance. You're not interested in a mare like that, are you, Saintus? Es war so funny, als sie so gesagt hat, so, oh, are you going after Mel, Michael?
Yeah, oh my goodness. Also, wait, now that I think about it, it's not too bad. No, yeah. No. The only thing, ich frage mich echt, was passiert wäre, wenn man sagt so, Nelly, the only thing I'm interested in is doing your brother, doing to your brother is cursing him for all eternity.
No, don't curse Mel, I don't care about the Lord. Oh, it's very good. Leave Mel out of it.
I have to wonder, what exactly do you see in that spineless runt?
He's handsome and kind, just like a prince.
How superficial. If those are your only criteria, this white-haired giant would qualify too, wouldn't he?
What? No, he couldn't be my prince. Michi would never give me a rose necklace or tell me how adorable I am, or smile at me. What kind of a prince is that? Mostly because I'd be trying to avoid earning your excessive affection. I'm not sure how I feel about being berated for not making the same mistake as Mel. Let's move on to Minelli's profile then. Oh, well, as you can see, a character largely boils down to excessively adores her older brother.
You need to take those rose-tinted goggles off, girlie.
Hey, I do not. You make it sound like my adoration is a bad thing. Yeah, no shit. She's a self-centered young girl, generally overflowing with energy, but also struggling with her status as a noble. Final chapter is perhaps a better representation of what that was like for her. How, while she appears to be quite blessed in many ways, that's not actually the case.
I wonder if you seemed less obnoxious in the final chapter than the first because you were sickly and had been forced into poverty. Aber stimmt schon, sie war, das stimmt mit dem less obnoxious in the final chapter.
Ja. Sie war nicht so arrogant im Vergleich.
Ja.
The last thing I care about is stuffy parties. I can't stand dancing with boys I don't even like. And all that hand-kissing stuff is so stupid, it makes my head hurt. Crap. I can kind of sympathize with her on that. It's not all terrible doing. I probably would have been a bit less snippy in the third chapter if I did have to deal with that jerkwad Arthur. Lol, Arthur.
What kind of person would you have preferred then?
Arthur Condor. My mare.
War Arthur der, an der sie verlobt war?
Ja, dieser Dude halt.
Why did I even ask?
Although if it's just for dance partner, I could settle for Mel. Michael, sorry. Let's dance right here, right now. Right now! Attend to your princess like a proper prince should. I don't even know how to dance.
Give it a try. I'm sure it'll be loads of fun.
For you, baby. Are you saying you won't dance with me? You're a terrible brother. Jerk, but ours! Not you, I won't dance with anyone. Not only do I not know how, I have little interest. You're no fun.
You're no fun at all.
Because I refuse to be your plaything. If you won't dance with me, then we'll have to do something else. You already know how your singing is bad enough to make someone go deaf, Michael, so maybe the saints could sing for us instead.
You want me to sing?
I'm sure it'll be great, you have a beautiful voice. I actually wouldn't mind hearing that. Not that I think she'll do it.
Okay then, as you wish.
What? You're actually going to sing?
Would you rather I didn't?
I didn't say that. I didn't expect you would. Yeah, I'm so excited. You sit down here next to me, Michael. We'll listen together.
Not good?
Typically.
The soundtrack?
Yeah.
The sagt das.
Morgana, you brainwashed Nelly.
It shouldn't have happened. It was just a regular hymn.
You underestimate how much of an effect your voice has on people.
Then maybe you should have stopped me.
I underestimated it too. I'm feeling kind of spacey myself. Leider konnten wir da nichts hören, ne? Nelly, hey Nelly, come back to us, Nelly! Sie ist verloren.
Doesn't seem to be working. She'll be a zombie for a few more hours at least.
Damn.
Let's move on, shall we?
No way, wir lassen einfach hier so stehen.
We're
just going to leave her like this?
Expect us to keep our guests here waiting, watching her doing nothing? She'll be fine.
Okay. Take care, Nelly.
What's up? Okay.
Wie immer, Paulinos.
You want to see her, do you? Well, she's harmless, so why not? Let's be off then.
Hat sie auch das neue Outfit? Wir sind am Meer. Ja.
Oh, hello there.
Oh, good to see you.
Einfach General Kenobi.
General Kenobi. Ja, warum habe ich das im Kopf so? Oh, good to see you. Kriegst du das danach?
Good to see you. Nein.
Ja, aber wo ist das Ding jetzt? Oh, good to see you. So, es ist so sarkastisch.
Ja.
Naja.
Nice to see the both of you. Two of you.
Boah, geiler Soundtrack. Wow. What are we doing out here? Jetzt kommt Javi vor. Nehmen wir schon.
I was thinking about the ocean. The next thing I knew here was, dieses Bild war auch so nice von Pauline, wo sie so in die Kamera schaut am Ocean.
Ja.
I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't be a good extra without something inexplicable happening.
It's so bright. Stimmt, Michael stirbt hier.
Since we're here, what do you say we grab a boat and go out on the water?
I think I'll shrivel up and die out there. Could we at least stay on land, please?
Please. Oh, that's too bad. But I understand. Your health is more important, Michel. We can talk here. You can ask me anything. Girl advice, guy advice, something more personal.
We're not here for advice. We came to have a behind the scenes look at your character.
Behind the scenes? Like with inside information? Something like that. My character is not all that complicated though. At least I don't think so.
It says on your cue card that she has a tendency to put blind faith in people.
Auf jeden Fall.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I realized that in the final chapter. After Maria got on my case about it, it is true you tend to have your head in the clouds and are exceptionally loose with your trust, but that ultimately wouldn't have been an issue if that psychopathic monster were, well, anything resembling sane. Hey, don't talk about Yukimaza like that. He's a good guy.
Whoa, 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 whoa. How can you still say that after what he did to you?
What happened to you in chapter 2 was terrible.
Ja, das war so geil, wie wir davor so synchronisiert haben. Ah, die, die!
Wir wollen anschauen, wie Let's Play. Both then and in the final chapter, you were completely innocent, a victim of your taste in man. Not even seen that thing. Originally, I thought I liked him because he was a hardworking, honest man. But now that I know the truth, I think it was more a case of I felt like I had to do something for him.
What you should do is stay far, far away from him.
I think subconsciously I picked up on his precariousness and I wanted to be there for him. Like I said, a victim of the taste in man.
I'm a victim of my own success.
I guess.
That said, I think you're one of the few people who can keep him on a leash. The world would probably be a better place with you keeping a watchful eye on him.
Maybe I'll actually put a leash on him.
No, bitte nicht. Denji.
Like a little doggy collar. Ich hab so gesehen, da hat jemand so auf das Opening reagiert von Chainsaw Man. Und er so, Denji, das ist der Symbolism. Mit Wacky war so, Symbolism.
Was richtig cool war im Opening, war dieser Baum, der so dankt.
Ja.
Und am Ende natürlich. Und an sich war es cool, so von verschiedenen Filmen.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I would never do that.
Then I probably shouldn't say I thought it was a good idea.
Oh, Michel. Was ist mal? Oh, Michel. That's not a note on the cue card you haven't read yet. Or were you planning on skipping that one?
I'm not sure I should.
It's on the card. You should read it.
Alright, so, just for the record, I'm only saying this because it's on the
Ich kann
card.
mir vorstellen, was es ist.
Huh?
Nee, ich lass es mal. Ja. Oh, okay. Ich wusste
She
es!
has the second largest breast of any character in this game.
Ich wusste es! Weil es bei Delay war.
So I'm troll, yeah.
Am I allowed to take it to court for that? Ja, das steht in den Facts.
I told you that's what was on the card.
You could have at least been a little less straight about it. You seem to be pretty dense when it comes to things like that, though.
I was like that before. I had the chance to learn how to properly interact like an adult.
Don't think I didn't see you awkwardly sneaking glances at her as you read the card. Makes me wonder if what you said on your card is true. What it said on your card is true. Or if you actually prefer big boobs.
I was not. And it doesn't matter what my preferences are.
I don't think I have any choice but to take this to court. Yeah. Shit.
Faith is literally your character, so I want to put any in me. I saw that.
There's something else I appreciate about Yukimasa. He never gave girls inappropriate looks. No, stattdessen hat er dich umgebracht.
Ja, weil gesagt. Ja, weil.
Was ist mit ihr?
Ja. Und weil Yukimasa halt nicht so interessiert war. Man hat ja gesagt, er braucht nur seinen Treffer oder wie immer das heißt. Probably because his targeting system was calibrated differently.
Anyway, I don't care what anyone says about him. I know he's a good guy, and that's all that matters.
It's always terrifying how she could trust him so much. Giselle can also be deeply trusting, but at least she's able to acknowledge what kind of person she's placing their trust in. But Pauline, he's definitely blind. Oops.
You look like you have something on your mind, Michael.
No, it's nothing.
Pauline, there's something I've been wanting to ask you. Oh? Are you a virgin?
What? Huh? What?
As a nun in the service of the Lord, you are required to maintain your chastity. Furthermore, you are known as a saintess. So to break that vow would be the utmost act of sacrilege. Absolutely. Of course I am. Oh, good.
But can't describe how awkward this is.
I think it's time we headed off. Have a good day, and may God bless. Please refrain from invoking my father's name like that. It's disrespectful coming from a woman who yearns after worldly pleasure. Sorry.
Yikes.
Farewell. Jetzt noch
Maria.
Bitch.
Wenn du aus was ich chill.
Stimmt. Ne, das ist so eine Sache. So Maria war so viel cooler und dort. So you wish to see her, do you? I'm not very comfortable around here, but as you wish. Well, if it isn't Morgana, been forever. It has been some time, yes. You're not gonna find me down there, Morgana.
Digga, wenn jetzt auch sowas kommt, so she has the third biggest.
Ja, safe. Ich meine, wer sonst? Wer so sonst?
Ja, das war so funny mit ihren Satz so. Wie war's nochmal so?
I'm gonna take you to court.
I was nie deep and dick at that age.
Achso.
So gesagt, mit Morgana.
Ja, aber ich glaube, ja, es muss Maria sein. Ja. Come on, show me that pretty little face of yours. No need to hide it. Do you not bear a grudge against me? Huh? Why would I? Of everyone, you deserved least to fall under my curse.
Ja.
You have to have known the Lord, and that was all. Even took care of me at the brothel.
Is that some legitimate regret I'm sensing?
Water under the bridge. No point in holding it over you. If anything, that sack of shit Jacopo is to blame.
Ist auch so geil, wie sie so redet, ne? Meanwhile, no one has any sympathy for him.
Besides, I did kind of fuck you over pretty hard in the chat.
Geil.
That wasn't me. Not exactly, but she was supposed to be a part of you, wasn't she? At least at first I wasn't planning to cause the madam as much grief as I did. Once I got started, it spiraled out of control, you know?
Maria's kind of a terrifying woman.
But you ultimately tripped up at the end. You should have aimed for where the bastard's weakness, his poor fragile masculinity. Or the head, either works. Ja stimmt, you should have gone for the head.
Ja, aber geil, wie er dann die Headshot gegeben hat.
See, that's my problem. I don't really think before I act. I just kinda run with my instinct. I'm betting the third chapter only went as well as it did all cause I had your curse helping me out. Most likely. But you know what's a real work of art? My profile on the website, it says I'm her only ally. When in reality I was her greatest foe.
I don't think that's something to be proud of.
Your transformation in the third chapter was a sight to behold indeed. You even looked like a completely different person. I'm a girl of many faces. I have to say, I prefer you like this.
Ja, same.
Yeah, same. Crass, but not too vulgar. Not too vulgar? And with everything out in the open. Jawohl, ich vergesse es manchmal so im Third Chapter auch die ganze Zeit so, fuck this shit.
Ja, aber hier hat sie auch gesagt,
Ja.
fuck ja,
Aber es ist ja chillig.
Ja.
I'm totally with you there, girl. Playing so many roles is hard fucking work. I imagine. Anyway, you're not here just to shoot the shit, are you? Ah yes, we came to discuss your character for this behind the scenes extra.
Ich frage mich, ob danach noch jemand kommt. Also außer Morgana.
Go on, Michel. Quit staring off into space and read the card.
Also außer Didier und Georges vielleicht. I was going to read the card, but
Wetten jetzt mit dem Vergist. Aber sie wird da chillig drauf reagieren. So, sie, ah, nice. What?
I'm a slut anyway.
Yeah, what is it? Some kind of mind-blowing revelation? Well, you don't have to wait for me. I'm all ears.
It's blank.
Oh, what?
Was? Diesmal wirklich?
It's what?
I'm not kidding, it's completely blank.
Hey, what the hell? Get your asses out here, staff, and explain yourselves. Why is mine the only one with nothing on it? No themes, no prophets, no nothing.
I suppose it means you're exactly what you appear to be. Slut.
In a way,
Du?
that could be... Ah ja, fuck, den Clip musst du dir schicken, ne?
Ja.
Could be considered better than everyone's, aber das ist noch ein paar Folgen hin, oder?
Naja, ich hab die eigentlich schon alle gemacht.
Kannst du noch editieren?
Ja, natürlich, ich hab die noch nicht hochgeladen.
Okay. In a way, that could be considered better than everyone else with the secrets and ambiguous motivations. It's still a shitty thing to do. At least give me a theme or something. We could come up with one if you want.
I would need some time to think about it.
Better make it a good one. Ja, so Betrayal oder so? Let's see. How about Sisterhood? Seriously? That's not what I expected at all. What's the first thing that came to mind? That ain't half bad. I figured you'd go with something a little more pointed, pointed like betrayal or sluttiness.
How about self-deprecation?
So you think of me like a sister, do you, Morgana? I'm cool with that. Chin up, girl. I'm not down here there.
Is she blushing?
Morgana oder?
Morgana. Out of curiosity, would you consider Giselle to be like a sister too? She's more like a pet.
Na!
Oh mein Gott!
What? Bevor es den Invincible gedroppt hat.
Digga. Ich weiß nicht, wie alt die Comics sind.
Ich google das mal kurz.
She's more like a pet.
What
Ich geh mal kurz weiter, vielleicht sagt Michi jetzt aus dem Reference von Omni-Man. Oh, I see.
What the fuck?
She's more like a pet.
Also, du kannst es nicht mehr screenshotten, oder weil es schon vorbei ist.
Ich kann nochmal zurückgehen. Nochmal.
Nicht mehr, du kannst es nicht.
Ja, das sieht man eh nicht ganz genau.
Bräuchte man 2 Screenshots. Egal, warte.
Ja, das geht nicht mehr. Also doch, dann müsste ich jetzt zurückgehen.
Hier steht, das erste Comic kam 2003 raus und das Like a Pet to Me war 2004. Also I guess das war vor Fata Morgana.
Ja.
Oh, I see. Nee, hast du gesagt.
Mhm.
Anyway, I'm glad to see you doing well. Or chugging along at least. Hard to say anyone's doing well when they're all dead, huh? She sounds way too jolly about that. I know this is just an extra, but I'm still glad we had the chance to talk.
Morgana.
Me too. Haha, looks like you have grown a bit. The Morgana I knew would have never admitted that. We should get going. Oh, well, there's hoping we meet again. Later, Morgana. Someday, perhaps.
Eben, wen jetzt noch? Also sonst fehlen mir noch Georges.
That's the last of that group.
Ja, eben, der Group.
Only a few more to go.
You mean that wasn't everyone? Eben, Didia und...
Unless you want that to be everyone.
Alright. It'll be nice seeing my brothers again.
Off we go then.
No way. Me?
Oh. Ja, bringen wir das hinter uns, oder schnell?
Gott, Schlampe. Ja, fick dich.
Bringen wir schnell durch. Glaubst du, danach kommt noch was? As you wish, let's go see what I mean.
Ja, es fehlt Javi, aber den nicht, I guess. Weil er ihn nie getroffen hat. Sie ihn nie getroffen hat, Javi. Der Morgana noch als
Das
letztes.
Lächeln.
Ja, wait, slow down. How could she possibly be here?
Ja, eben, fick die, Alter.
We never summoned her and she had no reason to fight her way here like my brothers.
It's an extra. I can do whatever I want.
Hard. She doesn't even have a sprite.
Sie hat keine Sprites. That won't be a problem. All we have to do is switch to Portrait Mode.
Ah,
So, sie hat,
Switch
meint
to
man, sie
Portrait
hat keine Sprites, sie hat keinen Character Design oder wie?
ja.
Switch to Portrait Mode.
Das hab ich gelesen. Lol. Digga. This can't be happening. Digga, wäre ich Michi, ich würde meine Fäuste nehmen und sie töten, Digga.
Ja. Und behind the scenes einfach so Schauspieler getötet. The Witch Moment, ne? Diesmal, ne?
Ja.
Michel, your face. You're not looking very protagonist-y. Ja, doch, wie erinnert, ne? Der Blick von der einen Blick. Why, hello there, Michel.
General Kenobi.
It's been quite some time.
Fick dich, Ami.
I see you found enough guts to show your face around again, but... You!
Digga. Richtig.
Nee, ich will es hier durchrushen, ich hab keinen Bock auf ihr Gesicht.
Ja, no joke.
No need to glare.
Ich würde sie sogar killen.
How was your first love, wasn't I?
Fick dich. That was just hormones. I never had any romantic feelings for you.
Right, you only lusted after me.
There's something I've always wanted to tell you. Fuck you.
You bitch. Oh, and what might that be?
Your smile is irritating. Your smile is goddamn terrifying.
And off he goes.
Ja, kein Bock mehr.
I take back what I said about him finding his gun.
Hey, fick dich, Ami. Wirklich Hasscharakter aus dem Game.
Give me a moment, I'll bring him back.
Nein, bitte, ich will nicht. Oh mein Gott, Digga.
No, that was shameful, Michel. I thought you were a man.
Fick dich.
Oh, but a bitch.
Morgana, make this quick,
Yeah,
please.
bitte.
Ich hab keinen Bock mehr.
She did quite a bit of damage to him, huh? Okay, so according to the cue cards, if you were to rank the characters in Fata Morgana by how evil they are, the three biggest baddest women in the game would be Aimee, Maria and Morgana. Yeah, I guess Morgana had some shit am Dreck am Stecken, ne? So, wait a second, why is my name on that list? No, I will not accept that. Maria wasn't that bad in my time either, yeah, in your time.
Please just keep reading.
Oh, fine, you're in quite a hurry. I admit though, she's pure evil,
Yeah.
facts. She's the most evil character in the game. Well, that's not very nice.
Ja, fick dich.
Maria and I had a reason for what we did, but she tortures people for the joy of it.
Ja.
Oh no, I would never dream of doing such a thing. She's the masked woman to go along with our masked man. They probably make a fine pair.
Kimasan and me, I somehow doubt two of their type would be able to get along very well at all. And unlike him, she likes to take her time and draw it out as long as possible.
And much like what you said before you ran off, Michel, it's said here that I miss smiles a lot, but it's generally a fake smile. Oh no, all my smiles are entirely genuine, see?
You can't fake not faking it. It doesn't work that way. The masked woman,
How rude.
she doesn't.
I could see her turning out to be the puppet master of the Bollinger family. You had your claws in them pretty deep, didn't you? Is that important?
You damn monster.
Ja, ich find's nice, dass Michi mal hier so Rage zeigt. Ne?
Ja.
Listen carefully, Michi. You were burned at the stake. I lived a life of luxury. I don't need to tell you whose methods are superior, do I?
Digga. Schlampe, Digga. It only applies for my life. I'm more than happy now.
Is that so? Well, I suppose congratulations are in order.
Let's get out of here, Morgana.
Farewell, Michel. We'll probably never see each other again. Good.
Cool. Nächster Charakter im Game.
Okay, zuerst zu George oder die dir?
That was exhausting. Georges, weil ich denke, mit Didier geht länger.
Okay. Alright, then off we go.
So, the painting, lol.
Yeah. Oh, hey there, Michel Morgana. How's it hanging?
Hold on, why are you still painting?
I don't know, I just kinda feels right. More my image.
Bit of chip.
I guess the reader's probably associated me with this more than my human form too.
Nee.
Hmm.
Maybe, but still.
Oh, it ain't the end of the world, little bro. Being a painting is actually quite nice. About my not being able to move around, but that aside, there's plenty to watch.
Oh, huh? I never made that connection. You were here for all of the first 3 chapters, weren't you?
Sure was. And you have no idea how bamboozled I was when the white-haired girl first showed up. It was like my painting had come to life.
Did you not think she was me?
Why would I? You're nothing alike. I mean, you might have looked a little like that as a kid, but you were definitely not that docile. So does that mean I'm the only one who thought she was him? Probably.
Ha? Well, I'm glad to hear that, Georges. Aber ich muss auch echt sagen, deine Brüder sind beide auch so mein Favorite Character.
Ja. Das ist einfach so die Door 7 einfach so stark.
Ja.
In allen Bereichen.
Außer Amy, fick die.
Ja, aber selbst das war halt so gutes Storytelling, dass man sich auch so zerstört. Obwohl, ich hab gerade vergessen. Sie hat nicht ihre richtig stark bekommen, oder?
Nee, sie und Amidee nicht.
Das Callcenter!
Ja. Amidee hat keinen, vielleicht ist der Lord so die Texas immer weiter erhöht und sie gestorben. Aber sie hat gesagt, I live your life of luxury.
Bro. Das kann's nicht sein. Selbst dann der Dad von ihm ist halt so gestorben.
Ja.
Auch zwar nur so an normaler Krankheit oder so. Aber sie, ja. Ich habe auch halt keinen, sie wurde dann absolut keinen Hops genommen, wurde gefoltert von irgendwem, der ihr Geld haben wollte oder so.
Ja.
Das ist passiert in meinem Bus.
Würde ich mir wünschen.
You're my brother. I wouldn't confuse you for anyone.
So ein Extra würde ich gerne sehen,
Ja, ja.
wie man die
So
Pinguine
ein
abzieht.
extra, nicht Requiem in
I mean Torture.
in Innocence, sondern I mean Torture. If you're trying to make yourself sound like a good brother, you're going to have to try it harder than that. You and the knight still exiled him into this mansion and cut off all communication. True.
Morgana, I've already said I don't hold that against them anymore.
She's got a point though. I was so busy with my work, I just kind of flipped it. I was so busy with my work, it just kind of slipped my mind. I really am sorry about that. So much for family. But enough of that. The cue cards, Michael. Read his profile for our guests.
I'm not exactly comfortable saying this to my brother's face.
Oh, what's it say? Some really dark secret?
I wouldn't call it that, no.
Fine, I'll read it if you don't want to. Let's see here. He's the biggest dumbass in the game.
Ja, Digga, weil er mir dann getrustet hat.
Ja, und auch weil er so das Painting gemalt hat, so
Ja.
das wird die Frage.
Er und Pauline.
Wer ist noch so ein Dumbass? Es gab immer noch einen Dumbass. Pauline?
Ja, mit
Also
ihrem
ja,
Fanfight.
nein, sie ist der biggest Dumbass eigentlich.
Sie hat ihren. Sie hat ihren Faith, hat sie trustet die Person und er ist einfach dumm.
Ja, okay, fair enough, fair enough. Ah, harsh man, harsh.
I don't think you're supposed to find that funny, Georges.
I can agree with that assessment. Either his head is empty or he needs to learn to use it a little more. I promise you I've done tons of thinking since becoming a painting. Felt really bad about a whole bunch of crap. That's not really my style though, so it never lasted very long.
I wish it were that easy for me.
You know, none of the three Bollinger brothers... No, sorry. You know, of the three Bollinger brothers, I do kinda stick out. With all my love, Hugh and Dee are both more the stick up the bum type.
Stick up the bum.
So maybe I am illegitimate.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if that turned out to be the case.
Out of curiosity, what do all the different Bollingers look like? Dee and Mom had blonde hair.
Was? Die hat doch kein blondes Haar, Digga. Das war doch so.
Achso, ich dachte, es ist weiß.
Ja, so weiß-grau.
Ja.
Ja, okay.
Dad had darkish brown and I had jet black. And Michi, well, you know what he looks like. You know. What? Well, you know, he looks like. Ist schon wieder ein Wort?
You know what? Müsste sein.
Well, you know, he
Ja, vielleicht haben die lieber extra rein, kein Bock mehr.
You can't possibly be legitimate. I'll keep praying that ain't the case. Anyway, this conversation is going nowhere, so we should head out.
What? Already?
Take me with you at least.
Ja, zu dritt zu dem Brother.
Ja, das wird's immer.
Yeah, hold on, I'll get you down from there.
But no, you're not bringing him.
Was soll die Scheiße?
All he does is make noise, weil ich überlege gerade, wenn man zuerst für die Idee gegangen wäre, dann wäre es ja auch anders gewesen, ja. Wenn man
Ja, dann
zuerst
kann man,
eigentlich-
dann nimmt man die hier mit. Man fick dich mal gerade, ich will ihn mitnehmen. Well, I tried.
Oh well, that's too bad. Take care anyway, Michi.
You too. Oh, and Georges,
What up?
I'm praying your soul wasn't extinguished.
Yeah, me too. Thanks, little bro.
See you again.
Later, Michi. Denkst du jetzt aber nach die dir dann gar keiner mehr?
Ja, also ganz kurz, nimm mal. Wir können aber kurz überlegen, wen gibt's denn noch überhaupt mit CG oder so namentlich? Ami-B oder was, Bro? Niemals.
Ja.
Eben, du musst auch überlegen, jeder Charakter, der hier bisher kam, hat mich hier getroffen.
Yeah.
Also als letztes wird Morgana halt sein. Und, ja. Das war's dann, glaube ich. Also halt Didi und noch Morgana. Oder hast du noch jemanden auf dem Schirm?
Ja, Morgana ist ja von hier, aber ja.
Die haben halt ihre Q-Card vorlesen, meine ich. He's more like a pet. Digga.
Go see. Digga.
Ja, go see, Digga.
Alright, well, if you want to see him, we'll have to head down to the entrance. Natürlich.
Michael, I beg you, punish me for my sins. Huh? Hold on, wait, what? I released you from your regrets at the end of the game. So why have you reverted to how we thought you?
Yeah, it's behind the scenes, I guess. Why not? This is an extra. That doesn't mean I have to like it. Oh, sorry.
That doesn't mean I have to like it. Canon or not, nothing can erase my crimes. Please, Didier, don't. You're just making it uncomfortable for me to be here. I see. Well, if you insist, I guess they're just going to leave the graphic up. No?
Yeah.
I would say I'm rather fond of that armor. I'd like to wear some, if just once. You're welcome to try it on if you'd like. Now you can read my mind?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
No, but they can read your face. Why not? Achso, das haben wir gar nicht.
Why not?
I think I'll pass. Wieso? Armor wouldn't suit me. It probably wouldn't fit me either. Are you certain? I don't have nearly enough muscle to look the part. Maybe I should start working out.
Ja, man, Michel Workout. Das will ich ihm extra sehen. Oh yes, Knight, I have something I wanted to ask you.
Oh, what might that be?
You don't remember killing Georges at the end of the game, do you?
Morgana, is it really the time?
Hey, your list of sins grows longer, Knight.
I not only murdered Michel but Georges as well? I must be punished. Hang me upon the cross. I'm unworthy to call myself a knight. And he's gone. Once again wrecked by guilt. You weren't kidding when you said this extra didn't respect the tone of the game, were you?
Ich will deine Q-Code aber wissen.
Yeah. My brothers are not your playthings. This was supposed to be a happy reunion.
You're going to drive yourself mad if you fret over every little thing wrong with this extra.
Ja, fick dich mal, du fuckst mir.
Now we should get going.
Wie get going? Gibt's auch jemanden? Hä?
And that's the last of them. I suppose it's about time to draw this to an end.
Ja, nee, jetzt sagt Michael, das ist noch Morgana. Ja, have we missed one very important character?
And who would that be?
Oh, the white-haired girl.
She's no longer in this world. Ja, ich dachte in extra.
Ja, ist doch scheißegal.
Her soul has been erased.
Egal, hol zurück. But this you said you could do whatever you want, because it is an extra.
Within reason.
Ja, Digga.
Sie hat einfach keinen Bock drauf. I cannot bring back that which no longer exists. She lives on without your memory. Within your memory, sorry. She wouldn't ask for anything more.
That doesn't make it any less sad.
Giselle is waiting. We should head back.
Bin ich lost? Wurde Morgana schon gesagt?
Nö, aber Morgana hat so
Lol,
chill.
hä? Ihr Drip?
Das kam ja auch nicht Michel vor, wirklich, weißt du? Oh, hello, ja, the mate, wieder Drip.
Wie meinst du?
Michel so, hat man auch nicht Michel gevisitet.
Wir haben aber seine Q-Card vorgelesen bekommen.
Oh, hello, welcome back, Michel Morgana. Stimmt, sie wollte ja mitkommen, oder?
Hä?
Sie wollte ja mitkommen eigentlich.
Ja. Giselle, what are you wearing?
Ja. Es felt more appropriate to say farewell mit womit man anfangen.
Digga, guck mal auf ihre Augen.
Ja, die Emotion is back, you know.
Ja, aber... Digga, das sieht für mich so aus, als würde sie so schielen.
Nein, sie hat
So, schau mal. Hier ein Auge. Digga, auf. Hier ein Auge nach die Seite, hier ein Auge in die Seite. I can't unsee it.
I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Anything goes here.
Ja, aber nicht weil es gönnt oder was? Except when it doesn't.
Alright everyone, squeeze in for one last illustration.
Jo.
And don't forget to smile for our readers. Wobei zu dritt wäre geil.
Ja. Ja, jetzt ein letztes CG, I guess. Ja.
Thank you very much for reading all the way to the end of our extra.
Widzicie, kein Bock hat zu rechnen. Nicht Chile, mir immer.
Yeah, Morgana.
And likewise, thank you very much for reading to the end of the game.
If our stories had any sort of impact on you, yes. We couldn't ask for anything more. And hopefully they don't just remember them as comically tragic.
It did have a happy end, though.
Yes. I am not convinced you could call that an entirely happy end myself. There is at least one person who's not coming back. And do we even know if you got the body you wanted? Whether he did or not, we're together, and we have a future. We'll make it work. If you say so. We hope you enjoyed playing The House in Fata Morgana. The staff and localization team put their hearts and soul into this game, and every satisfied reader validates that effort.
It took a long time to get to this point. The first draft of the script was completed in 2009.
So 4 years until the initial release, and then another 3 to come out in English.
Ja, ich würde sagen, die können nicht rechnen. Das kam 2012. Naja.
I don't know. That's a bit excessive if you ask me. Well, hopefully the effort resulted in something worthy of Well, hopefully that effort resulted in something worthy of all the time it took. And hopefully whatever they make next doesn't take quite as long. Actually, the team's next game has already been released. Wait, has it? Why was I not informed of this? We were keeping it as a surprise. This is my domain. I do not appreciate surprises. Now, don't throw a fit, my dear. And that's my phrase. Thank you very much.
And on that note, we have an exciting announcement.
Achso, das Requiem in Innocence? Ja.
Ja.
For Innocence. Requiem for Innocence.
Scheiße, Digga. Nochmal. Ja, es gibt ein letztes CG, was wir noch nicht haben.
Okay, das ist Jacopo und Morgana, ne?
Ja, die Butterflies, ne?
Ja.
Cool. Und die weißen Haare bei Morgana, ne?
Ah,
ist geil.
Oh, ich hab so Bock, das zu spielen jetzt direkt, ne? Okay. The follow-up to The House in Fata Morgana, A Requiem for Innocence, will also be coming out in English in 2016. Releasing both games in the same year?
Ja, auf Englisch halt, ne?
Are we sure the localization team can handle it, considering how long this one took?
We don't have much of a choice at this point.
Auch dass Michel so lächelt, ne?
Ja, slave work. The announcement's been made. There's no taking it back now. Ja, doch kann man verschieben.
I hope they have lots of caffeine then. I have faith in them. That makes one of us.
Let's say 2. Or a 1.5, maybe.
Well, I suppose we'll find out soon enough. Unless you're reading this and it's already out. It is.
Yeah.
That would make us look very silly.
Anyway, enough diversions. Thank you very much for sticking with us to the end. And we hope to see you again relatively soon.
Yes. Bye. And I hope you liked the game enough to pick up A Requiem for Innocence.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Farewell, my dear. Das war das Final GG.
Backstage, take a peek behind the scenes. Oh, Digga. So, Freunde, die letzte Sache, die ich noch einmal machen wollte von diesem Game, ist zum Spiegel zu gehen.
Okay.
Und einmal kurz einfach tippen, was passiert, wenn man macht Averted His Eyes. Wird man trotzdem reingesungen? Here, Averted His Eyes. Up ahead, the maid's candle flickered faintly. The departed found the dim orange more comforting than the all-consuming darkness. Sorry for the domestic lead, returning to the living room. Under the party climbed upstairs. Achso, also man geht dann einfach in die dritte Door, oder was? Lol, this is so. When was this mansion?
When was the mansion built?
Hey, this is your soul.
I would imagine you know more about that than me, Master.
I cannot remember. Not a thing.
Yes, I know. You have not yet regained your memories.
Ah, Digga. So.
I was simply teasing you.
Ist jetzt irgendwie so langsam, ne?
I have been a servant of this house for many, many years. But the truth is, I do not know everything about it.
Haben wir das schon mal gehabt?
All I know is that the mansion is cursed and that it has brought misfortune upon its residents, ich glaube schon. Since times of old. I can make a conjecture as to when it began. But I believe you should figure it out for yourself.
Ja, doch, das haben wir mal gehabt.
Okay.
Ja, okay. Wir gehen jetzt zur... Digga. Ja, okay. Ja, Freunde, ich würde sagen, das war's endgültig mit der Haus- und Fata Morgana.
Ja.
Bis, ja, wahrscheinlich bei der Jugend. Ja.
Okay.
Ich würde sagen, Freunde, nehmt die Leibwachen auseinander.
Und genau wie, ich weiß nicht mehr, wer Giselle oder Morgana, ich glaube Giselle, genau wie Giselle gesagt hat, hoffe ich, dass wir euch auch sehen beim Let's Play von Requiem for Innocence, was wir auch spielen werden.
Ja, Freunde, das wird dann auch kommen, Freunde.
Ja.
Könnt ihr schon mal gehypt sein. Ja. Ja, Freunde. Bisschen meinte ich, by the way. Aber das ist nur so Art. Super cool. Naja. Ich würde sagen, Freunde. Oha.
Ganz erstmal, was ein geiles Spiel.
Ja. Geiles Game. 100 Spielstauns oder so.
94,1, krass.
Ja, Freunde.
Und welche Folge ist das gerade?
Kommt drauf an, wie es halt runterkalt, aber
Ja.
106., 107., 105. sowas.
Das heißt, du hattest recht mit 110, du warst näher dran als ich.
Ja, Freunde. Dafür ein Bum. Ref-Bum.
Ja, Hashtag RefBum, Hashtag Nulligoat in die Kommentare. Ja. Und schreibt eure Door-Ranking in die Kommentare und euer Lieblings-Characters.
Ja, für mich ist 7, 5, 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ich ändere jetzt doch 3, 2, 1, weil
Dann habe ich genau die gleiche Ranking.
Auch?
Ja.
Ja, okay. Ja, dann geil, Freunde. Hat sehr gebockt. Kaum, ob das jetzt hier so ein ultra fettes 2-Stunden-Let's Play ist oder halt, ob ich es runterkürzt, werdet ihr dann sehen, Freunde der Freunde. Und dann will ich ein letztes Mal sagen, Wiederschauen und
Reingehauen.
goated!